Ski Television is sponsored by Bollé, the life since 1888. And by Head, the power of you.
Welcome back to Ski Television, and one last Alpine report for the season. Brian Stemmle in studio with me once again. Brian, let's reflect on the season of 2012. A great World Cup season, some rising stars, some consistent veterans, some stories of domination. Let's start off talking about one guy who fits into a couple of those categories. Marcel Hirscher from Austria. Prior to this season, he had won a few races. But this year, before the beginning of March, he'd already won 8. Now, he is the real deal, I think.
Yeah, it certainly is. Quite the phenom. And he has an interesting story where his dad is his coach, basically. His dad runs a little ski hill in the small town that they're from, close to Salzburg, and his dad was very hard on him when he was younger. And Marcel said, you know, we didn't really have a father-son relationship. I didn't enjoy it when I was growing up, but now he's nurtured it. Now he's winning, so he feels a lot better about it because he's more of a friend with his dad now, who's beside him every step of the way on the hill.
In contention for both the slalom and GS titles, but he's also trying his luck at speed events and doing pretty well. Is he the next Hermann Maier for Austria?
Well, he better take his time because they talk about him being injured because he's got these crazy angles that his knees go, bend 4 different ways, it seems like. And he's just so good at slalom and GS. Has tried the Super G. I think he should lay off that for a little while because it takes a lot of practice to be great at speed events. And he doesn't need to come 20th or 30th in Super G or down. He'll just stick with what he's winning with now.
Lindsey Vonn, the indomitable Lindsey Vonn. She passed 50 World Cup wins. She's heading towards 100. She's threatening Vreni Schneider's records. Can she be beaten?
It doesn't seem like it. She's just rewriting all of the record books. And we thought her divorce at the beginning of the year was going to come into effect a little bit. I thought it would, may hamper her ability to win, but she just proved that she didn't need her husband and Thomas Vonn, who was, her coach or, everything really much. Pretty much he stood right beside her the whole way, but she's really embraced the team atmosphere, has had a lot more fun this year, and has proved to everybody she's just unbeatable.
Then there's the Canadians, and actually a pretty good story for Canada this year. Jan Hudek winning a race, Aaron Melzinski winning a race, which was just shocking. But we talked about the up-and-coming women's technical skiers a little earlier in the season. Eric Gay maybe not performing as well as he could have, but still very consistent. And, of course, the other rising star, Ben Thompson, coming through. So the Canadians, I think, have to be pretty happy with this season.
I think they have to be really happy with this season. They had pretty low expectations going into the year, especially on the men's side with so many injuries, and Eric was just going to take it easy, and then all of a sudden Hudek wins, Eric's on the podium a couple times, Ben Thompson out of nowhere, and it's just been fantastic for the whole Canadian ski team. And Aaron Melzinski, I think, is the best story of the season because the women's group had a very, very strong, solid team, and they really feed off each other. She talked about it after a win. It's like a big family here, and we push each other and pull each other along, and yeah, boom, out of nowhere, she wins her first World Cup, and that was great to see.
The athletes obviously have to be happy, but I think the guy who might be happiest right now is Max Gartner. Here's a guy who sort of got thrust into the leadership role at Alpine Canada. It's taken him a little bit to, get his stride going, but with the results that are coming out of the team, he's got to be happy.
Absolutely, and Max is passionate about the sport. Here's an Austrian kid who raced in small-town Austria in Stams, went to the school there, which is basically a ski academy, started coaching, coached his wife to a gold medal, and now all of a sudden got thrust into the head of the ski team, and he's embraced that role. He said he didn't really know what to expect with this role, but he's embraced it and has done exceptionally well.
All right. Well, congratulations to Max Gartner and, of course, the Canadian Alpine ski team. And congratulations, Brian, for a full season of Alpine Reports here with me on Ski Television. But that wraps it up, and that wraps up our final episode of the season. Stay tuned for FIS World Cup Freestyle Skiing still to come. For Brian Stemmle, I'm Chris Robinson, and we'll see you next season.